Welcome back, guys. So I know I did a video a little bit earlier, but I wanted to come back with a challenge for everyone. Yes, I am wearing bright red lipstick, and I will be for the entire month of April. There's a campaign that was recently brought to my attention. It's called Red My Lips. So I'm going to be reading mostly directly off of their website because the way that they word their mission and their history and why they do what they do is so much better than anything that I could come up with. So I will read some of the stuff on their website and relate it back a little bit to the challenge I want to give to everyone. So Red My Lips is an international nonprofit organization designed to raise visibility and awareness about the realities and prevalence of sexual violence while combating rape myths and victim blaming. We run an annual global awareness and action campaign where our fierce and fearless supporters rock red lipstick all throughout the month of April, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, to demonstrate solidarity and support for survivors and start important conversations with people in their lives. And their mission is to transform our culture of sexual violence by educating, inspiring, and mobilizing a global community to red their lips, raise their voices, and create real change. A little bit about their history. They say on the night of April 28th, 2011, Red My Lips founder Danielle Tansino was out with friends. She was later isolated and raped by a childhood friend of her then housemate. After filing a police report and following a traumatic experience with the court system, she was told by a female district attorney that they would not prosecute because, quote, jurors don't like girls that drink. In this moment, she realized it was not the system that fails victims of sexual violence. We all do. We are the system. And almost more shocking than this realization was the response from friends and family who suggested that the attack was a mere misunderstanding or attempted to frame it as a natural consequence of not being careful enough. Many others refused to hear or talk about it at all. As a social worker, activist, and fighter for social justice, the silence and myths surrounding sexual violence fueled an intense outrage, an outrage that erupted in December of 2012 with the creation of Red My Lips. Some of their message that they have, I think, is pretty powerful too. So I'm going to read a little bit of that and give you a couple of statistics to think about this month as we go into Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Their message states, we continue to convince ourselves that rape only happens to those girls who weren't careful, gave mixed signals, or put themselves in a bad situation. And we elect to believe that men and boys are rarely, if ever, victimized. This tendency to blame, shame, and silent survivors who come forward only serves to convince others that they are wise to keep quiet, giving those who perpetrate these crimes free rein to continue doing so without consequence. Additionally, we frequently misunderstand rape and sexual assault as something provoked by uncontrollable sexual attraction or desire, instead of what it is, an act of domination, entitlement, and violence. This mentality was echoed in the infamous statement made by a Toronto police officer in 2011 when he said, women should avoid dressing like sluts in order to not be victimized, which triggered worldwide protests known as slut walks. Red My Lips combines a core message of slut walk with a campaign format of Movember to promote the idea that sexual violence is not caused by tight or revealing clothing, makeup, or letting your guard down. It is caused by one person's decision to overpower and violate the body and spirit of another. And until we acknowledge and address this reality, the worldwide pandemic of sexual violence will continue. Wearing red lipstick in April allows supporters to speak out against these damaging myths and victim-blaming attitudes. It allows us all to stand in solidarity with survivors and refuse to be invisible, refuse to be silent. There's a lot of good information on the website, so like I said, I'll put the link below. But I wanted to put this out there because this attitude is so prevalent in every community. Ours is not an exception to this. I've experienced it recently. I've experienced it with each of my sexual assaults from from people who are close to me, from law enforcement, from every area that I could possibly think of. And the reality is that close to 70% of women don't even report the rape to begin with, and an even higher number of men don't say anything to anyone. If anyone is in the Sierra Vista area on April 11th, we are having Tape at the Night. One of the survivors speaking is actually a male survivor. And not only is he a male survivor, but he is a soldier. And so he goes into a little bit of the military sexual trauma and being a male soldier having experienced sexual assault. So there's another voice out there for the men. Many of victims don't even recognize this, what happened to them is being sexual assault in the first place, so they end up not saying anything, and they add the stigma of the rape culture on top of it, and it makes it even more difficult to not just stay silent. However, sex offenders have an average of 7 victims before they'll even be caught, and some of this is due to no one saying anything in the first place. So this is something that I don't want us in our community to support. I want everyone to think about if they want their daughters or their mothers or sisters or sons or brothers or friends to have that attitude given to them if something that horrific happens to them. So I'll be doing another video to talk a little bit more about Tape at the Night. I will probably also put my story out there. I know I haven't done a bio video yet to talk about how I got involved in bodybuilding, how I started Tape at the Night, and all of that, because both are combined, believe it or not. So I'll probably do that as well. But at Tape at the Night, I will be talking with some of the other people helping out with it about having a booth set up for this campaign. Having some red lipstick up there, having a whiteboard, something like this. The glare doesn't, there we go. That has the hashtag Red My Lips on it, so that we can do some type of photography type project to really get that message out there for sexual assault. I know that it doesn't seem like very much to wear red lipstick, and it may not seem like a really big deal, but I'll tell you that I did wear it today when I went out to Safeway earlier, and I was approached by 3 different people who aren't used to seeing me with any makeup at all, let alone bright red lipstick, and it provided that opportunity, that door to open for that conversation to happen. So I was able to already start talking about it, and it's only April 1st. And so I want to encourage people to get involved and to be aware this month. And I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great week.